All right, everybody, Hafaday, and welcome back to KUAM News Extra. In May of 2016, FESTPAC, the Festival of Pacific Arts, will be held right here on the island, and one of 50 different genres is going to be floral arts. And joining me right now is an expert on that subject, Simeon Palomo, and he is the president and secretary of the Floral Arts Committee. So, Simeon, happy holidays to you and welcome.
Thank you. Oh, happy holidays to you too.
All right, good to have you here. And now I want to talk about like green arts and floral arts, because that is the area where you're going to be presenting and everything. How exactly do we define that?
For me, we chose green art as a theme for floral arts because we want to be environmentally conscious, use recyclable items, use all plant materials that are grown locally in Guam. So in 2016, we want to challenge ourselves and the other islands that when we come together to create floral art, we want to make sure that we are thinking of the environment and thinking of going green. That's the theme.
And this is something that you've actually been a foremost expert in, because you wrote about this in your book, where,
yes.
where you wrote about like talking and repurposing like other materials to be used as, like say, like a brick as a vase.
Yeah. So in my book, Tropical Art Guam, no plug.
Plug away, absolutely. We're all about making money here.
In my book, so I used like a toothbrush holder or, like I said, a brick. I found a brick because it had 3 holes. I used water bottles, just anything that, just around the house.
Now, I must ask, and we'll get to the FESTPAC thing eventually, but you must see the world through completely different eyes than the rest of us mere mortals and everything. Because like, how do you actually, like, between us right now is this lovely Christmas tree and everything like that, but, we've obviously got, these ornaments, and we've got, the tree, and we've got different types of materials. How exactly does the world look to you as someone who's repurposing materials and objects and everything as art?
Well, I just look at the objects, the shape and the color and what it was used for, and just, try to repurpose it, So just thinking differently. I
mean, you are obviously an artist and everything like that, but I'd say there's a very strong engineering side to you too, because, like you're thinking again of materials and function as well as form.
Yeah. So maybe I wasn't very good with science in school, but just putting things together, making sure that they all fit together, or that individual plant materials stand out, instead of just putting everything together. I really look at, what the shape and the color of each plant material or object is. Now,
I'm glad you brought up the fact that you weren't good at science, because I was terrible at anything after 8th grade having to do with anything scientific and everything. And I know you've brought a illustration here, so I work better when I can see something. So to talk about this piece and exactly what is it made of?
Well, this is a water bottle. Actually, it's I don't know if I can say Gatorade.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gatorade. This is a Gatorade bottle.
I can see that now. I can see the grooves on the side.
The grooves, and I just cut it. So when I was at FESTPAC in the Solomon Islands in 2012. So when I went there, I didn't come with any containers, So I wanted to challenge myself. But when I got to the Solomons, there was really no store or anything to buy vases. So I had to think quickly, and then I started noticing water bottles. So I just started cutting water bottles when I was doing my demonstrations, and that was one of the best experiences. Something that I took back to Guam is just using some recyclable objects.
And if you had not mentioned that it is a Gatorade bottle right there, I would have never known.
Yeah,
and it's a beautiful piece with the anthuriums. And what is this material right there?
This is some people call it Cuban oregano, but it's grown easily in Guam. So everything is just grown easily in Guam.
Oh, that is oregano. Okay.
And then this filler right here is the wild taro. We call it piga. And
try turning that to the camera so we can see.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because I don't use floral foam. So I just use like fillers like rice or mango beans, or like I said, the wild taro crotons. So it's just everything that's just in our environment.
Oh, well done. That's amazing. Now I must ask, tell me about the process that you go through when you're creating. Do you, like when you were creating this piece right here, did you have an idea of what the finished product was already going to be, and then you just had to think about like putting it together with different materials, or did you just kind of like look at a bunch of objects and say, I can do something with that.
Yeah,
and then let me see how this flows.
Yeah, that was more like that.
So you're more like a jazz musician. You kind of just like go off the cuff and you just riff.
Yeah, whatever I had, whatever's available, then I just work around it.
You're completely improvisational.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So this is just papyrus. So everything is
which again is not the scientific process where you have like idea, concept.
It's whatever's available. Yeah. just whatever I have that's available, and
Just
then
go with the
I'll
flow.
work with it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Now, what, as our brothers and sisters from the other, islands and territories and nations come here for FESTPAC in 2016, what do you think they're going to see as far as the materials around them that they can create green creations?
Well, we are going to be inviting the other island nations, and we're going to also be celebrating their floral traditions. Like for our next meeting, we're going to actually bring someone, a Yapese, who's going to demonstrate on making marmars. So it's not just, it's celebrating our different islands and what they can offer. So.
Oh, that is cool. Well, what materials, or like what floral materials specifically here offer,
Well, like in preparation for 2016,
like coconut leaves and everything like that.
Yeah.
I would say that having done like a few classes and like how to do traditional Chamorro coconut weaving.
Yeah.
The material is very, very strong and it bonds very well.
Yes.
So how does that differ from maybe like leaves in maybe other places like Kiribati or or
I'm
Samoa?
not sure. Well, like let's go back to Marmar. So when we start communicating with them, maybe the Yapese contingency, we're going to find out like what kind of plants would they want available. So we'll start growing them. We'll start making them available.
Okay.
So whatever.
Well, that's good. You can help them out.
Yeah. So we want to prepare. So that's why we formed a group so that we can have all the plant materials available for all the island nations, and so they can also demonstrate.
Now, conversely, again, as an artist, what did you learn from when you went to the Solomon Islands about the types of floral materials over there, and how do you apply that in your art today?
I was surprised that actually most of our plant materials are the same, except they're bigger. Like the puguas, they're bigger, and the guavas, they're just bigger. So it was just, I just felt maybe blessed because it was just everything was just fresh and available in terms of
that is
locally
fantastic.
grown.
Can I see that for a moment?
Sure.
Man, this is incredible. Yeah, I would never know this was plastic.
Oh.
Okay, so obviously 2016 is a ways away. We got maybe about a year and a half to go until FESTPAC. But until then, one more big plug. Where can people find your book? Because this is a fascinating art form. I'm absolutely willing to learn about this.
Oh, well, my book is at Payless stores and at Cello's at Chamorro Village.
All right.
But we can go back to the...
Well, we'll have you back on the show, and I will read that. I will go through. I'll have a whole set of questions because I really want to know about your process and everything. So, so thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
All right, thanks so much for sharing. All right, this is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay tuned. Hopefully, we'll talk more about this when we come back. Stay.